So welcome everyone to tonight's Zalon. I'm excited to present a fabulous program and thrilled to see so many new audience members here with us. A special welcome to students and faculty from the Huff Barthelson Music School. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Zalon community. Feel free to use the chat to write in questions or comments, and there'll be a chance to meet the artists in the open discussion at the end. Some background for those of you who are new. I started my salon in 1986 in Philadelphia to continue the long salon tradition of music in the home and help build a joyful and vital community around the arts. Since then, there have been over 7,000 performers and over 18,000 audience members coming through my living room and now far and wide on Zoom. Growing up, my parents and I would play chamber music in our home, sometimes invite others to play or listen. I became interested in this tradition of gatherings that can be traced all the way back to ancient Greece, what was called the symposium, literally to drink together, which included conversation and debates in a host's home after dinner and lots of wine. These literary gatherings flourished in Italy and France in the 17th and 18th centuries and came to be known by the room in which they were held: the cabinet, réduit, ruelle, alcove, and the parlor or salon. Scientists, philosophers, writers, theologians would be invited by a salonière to her home. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, these gatherings came to include more musicians and artists. The salons were crucial venues for the history of music. Many composers wrote and performed new works specifically for the salons. Chopin preferred the intimacy of the salon concerts to the concert hall. Debussy had many premieres of his works at salons, including an informal first performance of his opera, Pelléas et Melisande, and his solo piano works, even a premiere of his Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun in a two-piano arrangement. There were improvisations and musical duels, and even multidisciplinary salons. I was interested in these, inspired by two 20th century salonières who included many art forms in their salons. Gertrude Stein, who held her famous salon in Paris, Mabel Dodge, who invigorated the arts in Taos, New Mexico, by inviting luminaries such as Georgia O'Keeffe, Ansel Adams, D.H. Lawrence, Martha Graham, Carl Jung, and even Igor Stravinsky to her home. When I started my salon in 1986, I wanted to bring together diverse genres, time periods, cultures, and styles to create a contemporary spin on the salons of the past. Last spring, heartbroken after having to cancel my first salon in my home, for the first time in 33 years, I took the salon online and started the Zalon with the encouragement and invaluable help of my friend and music technology expert, Adam Vidixis, to continue the tradition, help keep the arts alive, and to support artists during the pandemic. I encourage you to support these wonderful performers. Every bit helps, as many of these artists have been out of work for over a year, and the future of live music is still uncertain. You can make a simple tax-deductible donation through our fiscal sponsor, Crossroads Music. I'm so grateful to my friend, Gerardo Rizzumni, for setting up this platform so that you can make easy donations to the performers. That link will be posted in the chat. I think it's posted now, and also on our website, zalonarts.org. So please do consider donating to the artists. I'll offer a brief intro to each artist. However, I encourage you to check out their more extensive bios and links on our website so you can learn more about each of them and how else you might support and follow their work. I'm really looking forward to the big 35-year anniversary in September. Leading up to the celebration, I started a project to compile salon memorabilia from over the years. So if you have photos, videos, or audio from salon past, please do share them with me for possible inclusion in a slideshow and on our website in the salon archives. And lastly, if you'd like to receive my ongoing Zalon invitations with programs, Zoom links, and updates, you can email me. My contact is on the website. Just a few thank yous before we begin. I feel so incredibly fortunate to be working with a fantastic team of engineers who help everything run smoothly on our virtual stage. A shout out to technical director Adam Vidixis, lead engineer Jonah Pfluger, engineer Andrew Litz, treasurer and engineer Gerardo Rozumny, web manager Marina Ballesteros, and our new intern, Christopher Villacana Ruiz, a senior music major at Temple University. Please wave hello to our fabulous Zalon team. Lastly, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of tonight's amazing performers. And now let the music begin. Our first performer, Young-Ah Tak, will play two movements of a piece written in 1905 by Claude Debussy, a piece that may well have been performed at the salons in Paris. Although Debussy didn't like the term impressionism, which we sometimes use to describe art of that period, particularly the works of Monet, the pieces that Young-Ah will play, Reflets dans l'eau, Reflections in the Water, and Mouvement from Debussy's Image, lend themselves to blurry, dream-like rippling patterns and colorful harmonies. I love these pieces, and I hope you will too. Young-Ah Tak is a pianist praised for her winning combination of passion, imagination, and integrity. A Steinway artist, she enjoys a major career that has taken her worldwide. Her New York debut was at Lincoln Center's Alice Tully Hall. She has appeared with orchestras in major venues in the US and abroad, including in her native Korea with the Korean Symphony Orchestra. Young-Ah serves as associate professor and head of piano at SUNY Potsdam's Crane School of Music. She's performed here in my home in 2018, and tonight is performing from her home in Philadelphia. Please do check out her bio and links on the Zalon artist page. And now let's give our warmest welcome to Young-Ah Tak.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Nice introduction. Hello, everybody. I am so happy and thrilled and honored to be here. I played in Andrea's, as Andrea said, home at Salon a few years ago, and this is my first time in Zalon. And as she put it, it feels so special and so real and live, and just such unique gathering of music lovers and musicians and performers. And so thank you so much for having me. So as Andrea said, I am performing two movements from Image Book 1. Debussy wrote two books of images. So this is Book 1. And so the first movement, she explains some of the reflections on the water. It's one of the many pieces that Debussy wrote on the water. And I think he deals a lot with this kind of like the light reflecting the water almost, and then the water having different kind of movements. So he would use arpeggios, a fast note, up and down, or sometimes a high register, the high notes, and so to depict maybe different kinds of sound of the water also. And sometimes it's just stillness of water, open sound, open fifth, and so it's really and sometimes power of the water. It's just very dramatic moments. And in the third movement, I find it sort of abstract. It's built out of the ostinato, simple ostinato, and very interesting. ABA form has dramatic middle movement, but I love playing these pieces, and especially during pandemic, I found this piece to be such inspiring and intriguing piece, more so. So I'm so happy to be able to share this with you. Thank you.
Bravo!
Brava, Young-Ah. I think you cut out at the very, very end, but we still heard the big, swell to the final chord. But that's okay. We got it. Unless you want to just play the last 5 measures for us.
The very end?
Yeah. That's okay. It was
2 seconds for the end.
Yeah, 2 seconds before the end.
You didn't hear the ending of my piece?
We heard the very ending. I think we might have missed a couple of measures just before the last chord.
I mean, I'm happy to play it, but I don't.
Please just play the very, very end.
Let's see.
Woo! Perfect.
Awesome.
Hey.
That's
Play it all again.
Thank you so much, Young-Ah. What a gorgeous performance.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, and please read all the wonderful comments from your fans and new friends in the chat. That piece is so special to me. I performed it on my graduation recital in college. It didn't sound like what you all just heard, but it was very special to me. I was studying with my mentor, Margaret Garwood at the time, and it remains one of my favorite pieces. You play it with such clarity and finesse and marvelous colors and phrasing. I could really feel the water drops and the powerful currents and the reflections. We're so happy to have you with us, and we'd love to speak with you at the very end during the Q&A.
Yes,
Thank you, Young-Ah Tak.
Thank you so much.
Our next performer, well, before I move on to the next performance, I do want to remind you to check out the artist page on our website to learn more about these amazing artists. I'm just giving a very brief bio for each one. There you'll find their websites, YouTube channels, and ways you can follow and support them. And a reminder, please, that you can donate to these wonderful performers by making a tax-deductible donation of any size. During the pandemic, every little bit helps, and that link is in the chat. It's also on the website, zalonarts.org, and it's on the invitation that I send out for those of you on the invitation list. Our next performer, Derek Brown, is here with us for the first time. He's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he's going to take you on a remarkable journey as he plays his tenor saxophone in all kinds of unconceivable ways and creates an entire percussion section as well without any looping or electronic devices. I don't know how you do it, Derek. Derek and his wife are blessed to have just had their second child. Congratulations. And I'm thrilled that Derek could be with us tonight. From his 30 million views across social media to his appearance on international television and NPR, Derek and his BEATBoX SAX project has exploded across the world music scene. Known for his boundless energy on stage and creative audience interaction, he crosses all kinds of genres. He's performed in all 50 United States and 25 countries with almost 200 international shows. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel for more of his amazing work. And now let's welcome from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Derek Brown.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Congratulations to Young-Ah Tak. That was a wonderful, wonderful piece. So wonderful playing. I'm very honored to follow that. So I'll do my best playing my own little brand of saxophone. And yeah, I'll just get started. I won't say too much beforehand. This is a piece I wrote called Human Error. All right, so that's song number one. Thank you guys for listening. I don't know if this is what you were expecting when you saw a guy with a solo saxophone, but this is what I do. Andrea spoiled it a little bit when she said beatbox sax. That's the term that I kind of go by to give people an idea. But yes, there's no electronics happening here, no overdubbing or anything. I just try to play totally acoustic. And I thought before I'm going to play another full song, but before I did that, I wanted to maybe explain a little bit of what you're hearing. Just give a little bit of demo of what's going on. I was inspired a lot by the great Bobby McFerrin, the wonderful vocalist who just can do so many things with just his voice, also no electronics. And you'll hear when you hear me playing, you'll hear me be playing some melody. And so, for instance, let me just play a little jazz tune. This is Tenor Madness. So I'm going to start with just the melody. And then you'll hear a little bit of like this backbeat, which is me making some percussive sounds with my mouth through the saxophone. So that sounds like this. And then you'll also hear some bass notes. That's me jumping down and doing this thing called slap tonguing these roots of the chords. And that sounds like this. And then I didn't want to stop there. I'm always kind of trying to seek out different ways of filling out a solo sound. And so then you may have heard a little bit of clicking sound on that first song. And that's me using these rings on my thumbs and hitting the saxophone. There's a little thumb hook here. If you're any sax players at home, don't try this at home. I'm not at fault if you damage your horn. But that's me scratching the back of the saxophone. I also have a little stomp box stage floor that I'm stomping on to give it a kind of a bass sound. So that's this kind of sound. And so forth. So that's just to give a little bit of a primer of what in the world you are hearing. And yeah, I call it beatbox sax for lack of a better term. I don't really beatbox. It just kind of sounds like I'm doing that, I guess, on the horn. So anyways, I'm going to play one last tune for you guys. This is another original that I wrote. And if you are interested in hearing more, I have a YouTube channel called BEATBox SAX, and I have tons of music on there. I have a bunch of albums also. And yeah, this song and the previous one is also on there. This one is called Spitfire. And usually when I play this one live, of course, pre-pandemic, I would often warn people that I kind of have a splash zone for the audience because, well, some moisture can fly a little bit. I don't need to get into the details, but we should be safe on Zoom, which is awesome. So anyways, sorry for that imagery. This one is called Spitfire. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you very much, everybody.
Holy moly!
That's when I take a large drink of water. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you, Andrea, and enjoy the rest of the Zalon.
Yeah, Derek, that was amazing,
so much.
and so much polyphony going on. I don't know how you do it, and I think everybody wants to know more. I know that it might not be possible for you to stay to the end. You've got a month and a half year old, a new one, and another child. So
I will try my best to stick around. So,
but you know, if you can check out the chat, maybe you can answer some of the questions there.
For sure, yeah.
We were curious about your circular breathing and all kinds of techniques. Thank you so much, Derek. We just loved having you on this program. Lots of dancers out there.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Derek Brown, everybody. It's always such a warm moment for me to reconnect with friends who have performed in my home many moons ago. One silver lining of these crazy times is to be able to bring in performers from abroad who I might not ordinarily have been able to feature unless they were touring. Hailing from the colorful La Boca neighborhood of Buenos Aires, the Blue Tango Project is a collaboration between Argentine Latin Grammy nominee Maria Volonté and California harmonica player Carrel Footer. Their work explores the emotional and musical crossroads where tango and the blues embrace. NPR says that Maria is an Argentine singer whose music is a potent brew, and LA Times says an entrancing creative expression that is uniquely her own. Maria and Kevin and I met in California when I was a composer in residence at Jurassic Artist Colony in 2009, and we made some lovely music together on a summer night back then. I was thrilled when they came through Philadelphia on tour some years ago and actually performed here in my home. And so lovely that our Zalon team member Gerardo Razumny knows them from his homeland in Argentina. Let's give some love to Maria Volonté and Carrel Footer performing for you from their living room in La Boca, Buenos Aires.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can feel all that Zalon love. Wow, it was amazing. What an amazing evening. So great, incredible hearing Derek. What fun. So yes, greetings from La Boca in Buenos Aires. And we're gonna kick it off with one of Maria's compositions. This one is Blue Beso Azul from the Blue Tango Project.
Blue Kiss.
The Blue Kiss.
It's a song that I wrote to make peace with the memory of someone that I love very much.
Que cierro los ojos, oigo tu voz, que me llama, se cuela por la ventana, se burla de los cerrojos, va por la casa a su antojo, desordenando el olvido, como un viento enfurecido que cambia todo a su paso, haciendo sangrar el tajo de tu recuerdo dormido. Está tan sola la casa, tan sola como mi cuerpo. Camino en este desierto buscándote entre las brasas en nuestra vieja terraza debajo de los racimos, en los libros que elegimos y en tus cuadernos abiertos y en pila de sueños muertos. Qué pena que no pudimos y vuelvo a sentir el frío, la última madrugada y el lluvia sobre mi cara y vuelvo a sentir el frío, la última madrugada y el beso azul de la lluvia sobre mi cara. Yo sé, la vida es mudanza, ningún dolor es eterno lo que hoy. Marchito el invierno, mañana será esperanza seguir en pie. Es mi venganza y todavía me atrevo. Este grito que yo llevo, no quiero ahogarlo con llanto. Quién sabe con este canto, tal vez te alcance de nuevo y vuelvo a sentir el frío, la última madrugada y el beso azul de la lluvia sobre mi cara. Y vuelvo a sentir el frío, la última madrugada y el beso azul de la lluvia sobre mi cara.
El beso azul, the blue kiss, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, to you, Zalon friends. So yeah, so we're so thrilled to be back here in this incredible gathering, incredible musicians, but also the incredible energy of this place. And so it's a special place, and we're honored to be a part of it again. So we're gonna play another song now. This one, another one of Maria's compositions.
This is a story about a woman that at a certain point in her life she realizes that needs to be deep change of course, and she doesn't exactly, if to hear or not, all the voices that raise to say, go this way, no, this is wrong, oh, you know, you did completely change your mind, etc., etc. And she suddenly realizes that the only thing that she needs to do is to hear that little girl, that repository and seat of all innocence, all awe in front of life, all wisdom, that she closed a few years ago inside her chest, trying to protect their same innocence, that same freshness. And of course, when she opens her chest and let the little girl, la niña, as we say it in Spanish, drive the whole show, she started finding new strength and new clarity, and la niña knows everything, and now she does too.
demasiados años siguiendo el paso de los demás, muerta de amor y miedo sin atreverme nunca a gritar. Cómo se seca el alma si uno se entrega y no sueña más. ¿Dónde quedó la niña que no sabía lo que es temer? ¿Dónde la deslumbrada al despertar cada amanecer? Yo la encerré en mi pecho para cuidarla y me equivoqué. Ella tenía la fuerza que hoy necesito para vencer. Voy a soltar a la niña, bajo la luna voy a nadar, caminaré sobre el fuego, en la caverna voy a bailar. ¿Dónde quedó la niña que no sabía lo que es temer? ¿Dónde la deslumbrada al despertar cada amanecer? Yo la encerré en mi pecho para cuidarla y me equivoqué. Ella tenía la fuerza que hoy necesito para vencer. Voy a soltar a la niña, bajo la luna voy a nadar, caminaré sobre el fuego, en la caverna voy a bailar. Quédate ahí dando lecciones de cómo vivir. Quédate ahí, quédate ahí, quédate ahí dando lecciones de cómo vivir. Quédate ahí, quédate ahí, quédate ahí dando lecciones de cómo vivir. Yo ya me fui, yo ya me fui.
La niña. Woohoo! I think she set the little girl free, didn't she? Thank you so much, so much.
Good, very good.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you.
Gracias, gracias, amigos.
Muchas gracias.
Oh, wonderful to have you. And it's just wonderful to see you again. And your music is soul stirring and so much from the heart and mesmerizing, really just gorgeous. So thank you so much. And everybody, please follow the Blue Tango Project. Kevin, you can tell them where to find you. And you're also, their links are listed on the zalonarts.org website.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Loved you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's just so wonderful to, I feel like everybody is here with me in my home. I can really feel your energy.
Good.
As a composer, I'm always interested in the music of our day. And I'm so grateful that distinguished flutist Lindsey Goodman, who's also new to the Zalon, will be giving the world premiere of a new miniature by Jon Fielder, who's here tonight and will speak with us about his work in a moment. Lindsey will also present a work by Robert Muczynski, 3 Preludes. Lindsey Goodman is a soloist, recording artist, chamber collaborator, orchestral musician, educator. She has performed solo and chamber concerts, taught master classes, and given presentations at many festivals and universities. A committed advocate to living composers and electroacoustic music, Lindsey is an active commissioner of new works with 150 world premieres to her credit. Wow. She performed as flutist of the Pittsburgh New Music Ensemble, and she's currently principal flutist of the West Virginia Symphony Orchestra. She teaches at Ashland University, Marietta College, and West Virginia State. Join me in welcoming to the Zalon community, Lindsey Goodman, performing for us from her home in Pickerington, Ohio. Lindsey Goodman.
Hello, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be with this very special Zalon community this evening. I am thrilled to be sharing 2 solo flute works with you tonight. And the first, as Andrea mentioned, is getting its world premiere here on the Zalon stage. That is Jon Fielder's Gate Drills. Jon is with us. He has degrees from Ohio University, Bowling Green State University, and University of Texas at Austin. He's currently in Cleveland, Ohio. And this piece was written for me at the very end of 2020 in response to a social media call for collaborative miniatures which Jon put out. After discussing several different topics, Jon chose the theme of endurance for this piece in response to my love of distance running and how we're all enduring the pandemic. So I'd like to welcome Jon to tell us a few things about his wonderful new work, Gate Drills.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Lindsey, thank you for all the work you put in on this. I will try to keep this short. So basically, GATE, G-A-T-E, is an acronym that stands for Gesture, Analysis, Time, and Energy. Because when I write my music, I often don't think about it in terms of melody and harmony. I think about it in terms of things like timbre, texture, energy, changes in energy. There are a lot of, it's very sort of jerky times, or sometimes very fluid. And after talking to a lot of past collaborators and trying to figure out how they break my music down and learn it and prepare it for a performance, because it's not very easy, admittedly, a lot of them have told me that they will go through a period of analyzing the piece, and they think about it more in terms of time chunks and energy shifts, more so than learning, a more straightforward melody. And so when Lindsey and I started talking about this theme of endurance, I thought, well, let's think about how endurance goes into sort of my process of writing a piece, and then, but more so, the process of learning it, and that level of endurance that it takes to work up something like this. So I sort of took two very simple ideas: repeated notes and notes that move in more of sort of an arch, an up and down kind of arch, and found a way to kind of make as many permutations of those as I could, and then kind of jam them together in various ways. So what you hear is I think less maybe a miniature, a solo miniature, and more a type of etude in not playing melody on a traditionally melodic instrument, though it is still melodic. But I'll leave it at that. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Thank you so much for writing for me, Jon, and it is my pleasure to share now the world premiere of Jon Fielder's Gate Drills. you so much. The other work I'll be sharing with you this evening is by Robert Muczynski, and it is his 3 Preludes for solo flute. Muczynski was a Polish-American composer born in Chicago in 1929 and died in Tucson in 2010. And these 3 preludes were written in 1962, immediately after he finished his sonata for flute and piano. So even though they're called preludes, Muczynski thought of them as encores. He also gave each one a very specific character. So they are Movement 1, marked Allegro and themed Jaunty. Movement 2, marked Andante Molto and themed Nocturnal. And 3, Allegro Molto and themed Freewheeling. So this is Muczynski's 3 Preludes. Thank you so much to Andrea for the kind invitation to join the Zalon community and perform for you this evening. Thank you to Jon for writing for me. We'll both be around for about his exciting new piece. And please connect with me at lindseygoodman.com, on Facebook at Lindsey Goodman Flutist, and on Instagram and Twitter at Lindsey J. Goodman. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsey. It was wonderful to have you, an honor to have you both. Beautiful, expressive, virtuosic playing. Thank you, Jon Fielder, for a very exciting piece and a beautiful collaboration. Hope to have you both back at the Salon again. Remember, everybody, that you can check out the artist page on our website to learn more about Lindsey and all the other artists. You'll find their websites, YouTube channels, social media, and Lindsey also has a special for our audience members for purchase of her albums. You can find that there at salonarts.org. And a reminder that you can donate to these wonderful performers by making a tax-deductible donation of any size. Every bit helps, especially now during the pandemic, through our fiscal sponsor, Crossroads Music, and that link is in the chat. People ask me how I find my performers for this series, and much of it comes from being a composer and a pianist and traveling, well, at least pre-COVID, traveling a lot for my work, meeting many great musicians at artist residencies, concerts, and at festivals. In this case, I'm grateful to Mitchell Newman, a violinist who performed at the Salon recently, for introducing me to his friend, violinist Elizabeth Baker. They both performed in the LA Phil for many years. Elizabeth lives in Taos, New Mexico, and through Mitchell's introduction, Elizabeth and I were able to get together a few months ago when I was composer in residence in Taos last fall. I was fortunate enough to attend a live concert with Elizabeth at the Taos Community Center as one of only 3 audience members permitted. That was one of the 2 concerts that I've seen live in the past year, and the experience was so incredibly precious that I asked Elizabeth if she would perform the exact same piece, excerpts from that piece, Prokofiev's Sonata for Solo Violin. Elizabeth Baker has enjoyed a 40-year career performing with the Los Angeles Philharmonic and the San Francisco Symphony. She received critical acclaim for her appearance as soloist with the LA Phil, performing world premieres. Elizabeth is currently the director of the Taos School of Music. She plays on a Sanctus Seraphim violin from 1733, previously owned by her late mother. I'm thrilled to welcome to the Zalon for the very first time, Elizabeth Baker, performing from her home in Taos, New Mexico. Let's give it up for Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you.
everyone. I'm really thrilled to have the opportunity to perform on this absolutely delightful, wonderful, eclectic, and incredibly rewarding collection of artists and music. It's just really terrific. This piece that I'm going to be playing for you are 2 of 3 movements from a sonata, solo sonata for violin by Sergei Prokofiev. And he was commissioned by the Soviet Union's Committee of Arts to write a piece for young, talented violin students. Interestingly, I didn't come across this piece until going through my late mother's archives, all of her music. She was a concert violinist and a real groundbreaker in her day for being one of the first women who was hired by a major symphony orchestra for a title position. So for 21 years, she was the assistant concertmaster of the San Francisco Symphony, and so I'm terribly proud of her. But I stumbled on this piece looking for things to learn for myself, and I love it. I love Prokofiev's music. He has a wonderful sense of melody. I think one of my favorite scores of his is a ballet score of Romeo and Juliet, and there are elements of this that remind me of this piece. The work is in 3 movements, and I'm playing the second and third. The second movement is
a theme, a very short, simple theme, and 5 variations. And then the third movement is a rather jauntily a mazurka. So thank you so much for having me, Andrea, and here we go.
Bravo, 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 bravo.
Held it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really nice to have the opportunity to really dress up, even if it's from the waist up. You know, it's been a real drought with performing, and I really appreciate this, Andrea. I really, really do. It means so much, and so much to all of these artists that you've invited to be a part of all of your songs. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Elizabeth Baker, everybody. Thank you. Elizabeth Baker from living in Taos, New Mexico, formerly from Los Angeles. That was a beautiful, passionate performance of Prokofiev. Before we go on, just a reminder that if you can stay till the very end, we always do a virtual toast. So you want to have your drink of choice ready. We toast to health and community and the arts, and really just feeling connected with everything that is good, everything that we're grateful for, and the beauty and power of music to bring us all together. And then following that, we will have a conversation with the artists, and these conversations after the Zalon have been really exciting and invigorating. So please do stay if you can. And also a shout out to the wonderful engineers who are making everything run smoothly on the virtual stage. I don't know if you realize that behind the scenes, you know, we've got somebody handling the cameras and someone who handles the sound and somebody who's doing the waiting room. Jonah Pfluger, Andrew Litz, and Gerardo Rizumni. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job. What a pleasure to present so many dear friends tonight, and our next performers are longtime friends and beloved musicians here in Philadelphia, Minas, Orlando Haddad and Patricia King Haddad. They will perform their own original works. Orlando and Patricia formed Minas in 1978 at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. And I remember dancing to many of your performances over the years. Minas takes Brazilian and American roots to create their own innovative style. Orlando has written several song cycles and chamber music, and he's currently writing a featured piece for Orchestra 2001. Beyond writing, performing, and recording, Patricia has written a published book, La Giara, The Water Jug, and a musical theater work inspired by the story of her Sicilian family's emigration to America. Help me in welcoming our dear friends, having performed numerous times here in my home, Orlando and Patricia Haddad, to the Zalon's virtual stage, performing from their home in Lansdowne, PA. Orlando and Patricia.
Thank you, Andrea.
Welcome.
It's wonderful to be here.
Wonderful to have you.
So wonderful to be part of this music evening, and that stretches across maybe the continent. And we're going to open up with a composition by Orlando.
And this is a song called Temporal. We're going to do songs from a CD that we did in 2010, just the two of us, called Bossa Nova Day. And you can find us on the web at minasmusic.com. So Temporal is a love song that unfolds during Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. And here it is.
Reflexo do mar no olhar, moço, avis-me grandes no ar, nossas mãos carentes a se tocar, uma paixão, areia ardente a queimar. Vem
sombra das palmeiras e sopra um desejo em mim. A chance é passageira, a tarde logo chega ao fim. Oh yeah. A montanha no horizonte, ação do tempo em forma de pão. Venha, doce fatia de ilusão. Meu lábio toca sua fronte, sabor de loção e sal. Lua suja atrás da ponte, imagem de cartão postal. Oh yeah. Sol morrendo entre dois montes, cores explodem alto astral. Me abraça, ameaça um temporal. Um temporal.
much. We're going to do a composition that I wrote. It's called Choro das Estrelas. Choro is an old style of music out of Brazil that was a contemporary of ragtime, but has a very minor quality to it. And estrela means stars, but choro also means to cry. So choro das estrelas also means the cry of the stars.
Thank you so much. We're gonna do one more, and this is a composition that Patricia and I wrote together. It's called The Guitarist. I wrote the music, she wrote the lyrics.
So when Orlando came to me with this piece of music, he wanted me to write lyrics. And I had this image of a guitarist in some lonely cafe somewhere and just playing his heart out in the middle of a bar. And I thought about what a musician or artist brings to an empty space and how the experience is perceived as being an individual experience as well as a collective experience as an audience. So there's a line in the lyrics that says, the story that the guitarist tells with his music is yours and mine. Thanks so much again, Andrea, for having us.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Bravo, bravo.
Really could hear you well.
You have so many fans out there. We love you so much, Minas, Orlando Haddad, Patricia King Haddad. Your songs are beautiful. And this last one was so haunting. If you have a moment and you could put the lyrics in the chat, I think many of us would love to read them.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's just wonderful to have you back. Everybody, please do stay on until the end so that we can chat with the artists about their music. I know there were some questions in the chat, and just for the sake of time, we're not doing a Q&A after each performance, but at the very end, we will have a lively conversation with the artists in the audience, so I hope that you can all stay. Also remember that you can support these artists by following them and purchasing their recordings and donating to them, and check the links in the chat bar for the donation link where you can make a tax-deductible donation that will be split amongst all the performers, and I know how much they would appreciate that. Thank you. So I'm delighted to welcome to the Zalon another dear friend, Julian Zavodsky, who is an amazing conductor and director of the Philadelphia-based Carrel Nashira. Nashira, Hebrew for We Sing, is an audition chorale with singers from all walks of life. They're united by a love of singing and a special desire to share the great beauty and diversity of the Jewish musical tradition. Since choirs are still not performing together, and although we had planned for them to be in my home, actually several times during the pandemic, we're still not able to do that. So Nashira has prepared two wonderful videos that you will see with pianist Soyan Bin, who also produced the videos. And you'll be able to watch professional tango dancers, Meredith Klein, director of the Philadelphia Argentine Tango School, and her dance partner, master dancer Andres Amarilla, accompanied by Chilean guitarist Patricio Acevedo. So Julia will tell you more about their selections. Please join me in welcoming Julia Zavodsky. Julia.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, so much for inviting Nashira once again to be part of your wonderful Salon series. Last year, we were supposed to take part in the March Salon that got canceled. And as we all were just beginning to comprehend what this pandemic means to the community of artists and our audiences, by May, somehow Andrea's Zalon was up and running. Andrea, you're just incredible. This is kind of unbelievable. This season, Nashira was honored to receive a grant from the Presser Foundation to create a series of virtual festivals. We held a festival of light and hope in December with music and dance from around the world. On March 7th, we are so excited to explore the theme of singing through struggle. We'll present a lecture by the artistic director of Boston's Zamir, Jewish scholar, composer, and arranger, Dr. Josh Jacobson, exploring the 1927 film, The Jazz Singer. It will be followed by a panel discussion with Jewish, African-American, Arab, and Latino artists talking about minorities in music. This conversation will be followed by a gala concert featuring these performers. We will be closing this strange season on May 2nd with a festival dedicated to the Jewish women composers, conductors, and performers. We're honored that Andrea accepted our invitation and will be part of the celebration. Please join us for either or both events. Today, you will hear two pieces performed by Nashira and produced by, as you heard from Andrea, by our accompanist and voice coach, multi-talented Soyan Bin. Leman Tzion is a setting from Isaiah 62, verse 1. Israeli singer, songwriter Drora Havkin frequently performed Leman Tzion for the Israeli Armed Forces and also performed with Arab musicians to encourage mutual understanding. Philadelphia composer Hazan Charles Davidson wrote this beautiful arrangement. For Zion's sake, I will not keep silent, and for Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest until her triumph goes forth as brightness and her salvation as a torch that burns. And the nations shall see your triumph, and all kings your glory. Thank you, Jonah. Our second piece today will be Adio Querida. Adio Querida means farewell, my beloved. The Sephardic Jewish folk song in Ladino is filled with beautiful harmonies, quite a strong rhythm and exotic presence. We are lucky to have Meredith Klein, our singer and a festival runner, director of Philadelphia Argentine Tango School, a fabulous dancer, as well as her partner, Argentinian tango dancer Andres Amarisha, help us to embody the rhythm and the energy of the piece. Adio Querida is accompanied by a very talented Philadelphia-based guitarist from Chile, Patricio Acevedo.
Quando te parió y te quitó el mundo al mundo, corazón ella no te dio para amar segundo, corazón ella no te dio para amar segundo. Adio, adio, querida, no quiero la vida, me la marcaste tú. Adio, adio, querida, no quiero la vida, me la marcaste tú. A buscarte otro amor, a sos puerta. Adio, adio, querida. No quiero la vida. Me la marcates tú. Adio, adio, querida. No quiero la vida. Me la marcates tú. Adio, adio, querida. No quiero la vida. Me la marcates tú. Adio, adio,
Bravo, bravo.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrea. It's really humbling to be a part of this wonderful program. These performers are just amazing today. Thank you again for doing this wonderful work for us in Philadelphia. And if anyone is interested to follow Nashira or to sing with us, check us on our website or on Andrea's website. Thank you once again so much.
Thank you so much, Julia, and all the members of Nashira who are with us tonight. Patricio Acevedo, guitarist, Meredith Klein, Andres Amarija. Thank you all so much. That was very, very beautiful. Really just loved it. And I can't wait to welcome you back to my home.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Our next performer, Jerry Piper, is a Canadian-American cellist from Alaska who's now based in Tbilisi, Republic of Georgia. And this is so interesting. I don't know how many of you know what goes on behind the scenes in Zoom. As I mentioned, there are many different kind of roles that the engineers take that are sort of similar to the kinds of roles that they would have in live performance. So you have somebody working in the waiting rooms, and someone who's doing the camera angles, and someone who's doing the working on the volume, and somebody who's chatting with the tech group about various things. While the performance was going on, they were also rehearsing Jerry, for whom it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So they were in a breakout room checking his volume and having a rehearsal, which is absolutely amazing to me that could be going on at the same time. So I'm thrilled that Jerry was able to set his alarm to be with us, or I don't know whether you've actually stayed up all night to play for us tonight. That's true dedication, and we so appreciate you being here. Upon finishing music school at McGill University, Jerry moved to Istanbul and became a street musician playing on the ferry boats, transporting passengers from Europe to Asia. He then took a job as principal cello in the Georgian Sinfonietta, a Baroque orchestra in Tbilisi, and is now a member of the Georgian Philharmonic Orchestra. He's also learning songs, singing on the cello, and learning how to make furniture. Jerry will perform some covers and transcriptions of jazz and blues songs with his cello and voice. Let's give our warmest welcome from Tbilisi, Jerry Piper.
Thank you, Andrea. It's wonderful to be here, connected with you guys, even though it's the middle of the night and I'm very far away. Especially this year. I know it's a cliche, but it's nice to feel connected to the musical community, especially one in America. So my final performance venue here is my sauna, which is where I won't wake everyone up in my house. So I'm here with a power strip and a space heater and a lamp, and I'm ready. So tonight I have something new for you. I started arranging some songs for myself to sing because there's no one to play with. So we'll start off first with the classic Easy Livin'. Living for you is easy living, it's easy to live when you're in love, and I'm so much in love, there's nothing in life but you. I'll never regret the years I'm given, they're easy to give when you're in love, and I'm happy to do whatever I do for you. For you. Baby, I'm a fool, but it's so much fun. People say you rule me with one wave of your hand. Darling, it's grand. They just don't understand, but living for you is easy living, it's easy to live when you're in love, and I'm so much in love, there's nothing in life but you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next is Going Where the Monon Crosses the Yellow Dog. And this was originally a Railroaders song from 1898, which was later adapted to the blues style. And then I made a transcription of Scrapper Blackwell's 1962 recording of this. So this is something that kind of deep within the musician's subconscious. I always just wanted to play blues on cello. And I don't know. I came across this recording and I said, well, that sounds like I can do that. So here you go. Here's Going Where the Monon Crosses the Yellow Dog. Girl, I'm going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog. Going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog. Girl, they treat me like a possum, I should be alone. Lord, be good to me, and I sure will be good to you. Lord, be good to me, and I sure be good to you. Girl, that's the kind of way I cause you to wanna do. Late last night in bed, Lord, singing to myself. Late last night in bed, sort of talking to myself. Lord, if you wanted someone, I just wanted someone else. What's the matter with you, child? Crying every day. What's the matter with you, child? I'm crying every day. Lord, that's all right. I'll hold your head where you lay. I cooked you breakfast, brought it to your little baby. Lord, I cooked you breakfast, brought it to your little baby. That's all right. I'll hold your waking head. Thank you. It's very fun to play. Lastly, I have actually the first song I arranged for myself, which was during the first lockdown last spring. This is Don't Know Why by Norah Jones. I waited till I saw the sun. Don't know why I didn't come. I left you by the house of fun. Don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, I wish that I could fly away. Instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my heart is drenched in wine. But you will be on my mind forever. Out across the endless sea, I will die in ecstasy, but I'll be your bag of bones, driving down the road alone. And something has to make you run. Don't know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as a drum. Don't know why I didn't come. My heart. Thank you all.
Wow, thank you.
Oh, splendid, splendid, splendid.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Bravo. That was amazing. And the first time I've heard anybody performing in a sauna, you get a great sound, a smoking sound from that sauna.
And that's why we built it this way. Oh, yeah.
Yari, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. It's Yari. Thank you so much for getting up in the middle of the night, literally, to be with us. And that was just really fantastic. And it must be such an interesting contrast for you, given, you know, the other kinds of music that you play. So it's very, very nice for us.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to say, I mean, I'm just classical musician. I suppose I've come late to this stylistically to play around, but it's just, I wanted to tell all of the other classical musicians, you can just do it for yourself. You can sing songs, and it's just so fun.
Absolutely. Well, Yari, thank you so much. I hope that you can stay on while we have a chat after the next performance, and really enjoyed that. Thank you. So everybody, just a reminder that after the next performance, we will have our virtual toast, followed by a hangout and Q&A with the artist. So please have your drink of choice ready. Woohoo. Last but certainly not least is Michael Lydon performing with his wife, Ellen Mandel, from their home in New York City. Writer and musician Michael Lydon, known to millions as the handsomest man in the world, is a pioneering reporter of 60s rock and roll and a founding editor of Rolling Stone. He profiled Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, the Grateful Dead, and B.B. King for the New York Times. The Rolling Stones' Discover America, now an Amazon ebook and an audiobook, is Michael's account of being embedded in the Stones' long 1969 tour of America that led to Altamont. A Yale graduate, Michael has written many books, among them Ray Charles, Man and Music. Composer, pianist Ellen Mandel has written many, many songs to poems by E.E. Cummings, Shaughnessy Hamey, Yeats, and others, and created music for over 80 theater productions. And they've also enjoyed many performances here. We've enjoyed their performances here at the Salon. So let's give some love to Michael Lydon and Ellen Mandel performing from their home in New York City.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And what an honor and what a thrill to be here after all these, just, you can't say the usual panoply of fantastic, never thought of people coming together, and to come together like this in all different places is, and yet feel like we're at your house. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for having us. Okay, tell them about Pass It On.
Go ahead.
Okay.
When you get a little love, pass it on. You can give it all away, it's never gone. If someone's good to you, be good to someone new. 'Cause the only thing to do when you get a little love is pass it on. Just sing it one more time. When you get a little love, pass it on. You can give it all away, it's never gone. If someone's good to you, be good to someone new. 'Cause the only thing to do when you get a little love is pass it on. Now hard times come, you think you're gonna break. Well, you ain't the only one who's felt heartache. Listen to the symphony of tears folks cry inside. We're all a little lonely, we've all got things we hide. Like that nice man on the bus who sat that voice again.
Like that nice man on the bus who helped you when you tripped.
Without his helping hand, you might have busted your hip. But did you know that very day he'd heard his child was dying? And he was smiling on you to keep himself from crying. That little bit of love was God's little gift. Didn't it give your spirit such a sweet lift? Well, it's hard to thank God way up in the sky, but loving your neighbor, that's a good way to try. So when you get a little love, pass it on. You can give it all away, it's never gone. If someone's good to you, be good to someone new. 'Cause the only thing to do when you get a little love is pass it on. One more once, how about it?
Everybody sing in your place.
When you get a little love, pass it on. You can give it all away, it's never gone. If someone's good to you, be good to someone new. 'Cause the only thing to do
When you get a little love, just pass it on. A smile can do it, you pass it on. A friendly hello, pass it on. Oh, whoa, pass it on. Yeah.
We could hear you singing at home, even though we can't actually hear you singing at home.
Dear. Oh,
Do Body and Soul?
yeah, and I'll just tell a little bit of a story, which is that when I was about in 7th and 8th grade, just a kid, a little kid, I just fell in love with jazz. Duke Ellington, Count Basie, just whatever, you name it. I just loved him. I would listen to it over and over again, what it was doing. And so this was one of the songs that I fell in love with, the beautiful, sweet, soulful ballad, Body and Soul. Yes, no, girl. Body and Soul. Well, here we are. It is getting late, and so we'll do one more song for you. And we're thinking of a beautiful song that somehow Alan tells me that I wrote it, or I wrote parts of it or something.
He wrote it. He wrote it.
She says she's only kidding. She wrote this thing, didn't you?
I did not.
Well, come on, you can.
This
We're
is a
among,
Michael
we're among
Lydon
friends.
original. A Michael Lydon original.
There are songs so sweet. We love to hear their music. Old songs so dear, so true. the songs we sing along, songs we sing alone, songs both sunny and blue. So this song for you, I want to keep real simple, like songs we've sung since we were young. Then the twinkle in your eyes, your smile, surprise, make me want to write a symphony. But I guess I'll keep it simple, just a little song for you from me. I'll give it a Well, folks, we were thinking of 48-hour on.
Thank you so much.
We only
Thank
needed
you.
a 46-hour.
Thank you so much for having us. Wow, what a great night.
Ellen Mandel.
Michael Lydon and Ellen
Thank you,
Mandel.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you both.
Beauty
so
behind
much.
the throne is right here. Okay.
You touched
Here's
our
to
hearts.
Andrea and for the whole festival and
Thank
more.
you so much for having us.
35 more years at minimum. Minimum. And they'll be good years and they'll get even more fun.
Well, I don't know if it could be more fun.
Maybe we'll all be playing music in the sauna. Please stay on so that we can hear more from you. Thank you so much, Michael and Ellen. Thank you all performers for an inspiring evening. My heart is so full knowing that we can come together in such a personal way, even after a year of being apart and not being able to make music together. What a lovely way to end the evening with your message, Michael and Ellen. When you get a little love, pass it on. A last reminder that you can make a tax-deductible donation to support the performers. It's easy to do, and the link is in the chat. A video of tonight's performance will be up on the Zalon website in a few days, and you're welcome to invite your friends to watch it. Performers, I'm so deeply grateful to all of you for sharing your extraordinary artistry. Engineers, Jonah Pfluger, Gerardo Razumny, and Andrew Litz, thank you so much for your time in helping things run smoothly. And as always, Adam Vidixis for overseeing all the technical direction. And I'm so grateful for our very, very special Zalon community and all of you who are new, who are now part of the community. The next Zalon will be on March 28th. So let's please show your appreciation to all the performers and engineers with one more big round of applause.
You're on camera and you're saying. Bravo! Bravo!
Does everyone have their drink of choice?
Not much.
So now let's lift our glasses for our virtual Zalon toast, which has become a tradition. To art, to health, to community. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.